All right, all right, all right. Homeowners, you've got a ton of equity, more than ever in the history of history. Make sure that you're responsible with that equity in your home. In this video, I'm going to go over multiple options on ways you can access your home equity, if that's the best plan. In some cases, the best plan is to not access at all. But I'm seeing right now more products, more things coming to market for you to be able to access your equity. Some are good, some are bad, some are downright terrible. There is going to be a warning in this video on things you should watch out for, because there are companies out there that know you have a ton of equity, know that not everybody makes the best decisions. They want to grab a piece of that. They want to be your partner, is what they're saying. But in the end, it's going to cost you a lot of money. So stay tuned. All right, all right, all right. Matt, the mortgage guy, mortgage broker, bringing you real estate mortgage information that hopefully helps you on your journey, whether it's purchasing, whether it's refinancing, whether it's investing. I'm here to just give it to you straight. Hopefully you take some of this information and use it to make informed decisions. So today I want to go over something. What sparked this is, one, we've done a lot of cash out refinance for people that are cashing out some of the equity in their homes, just sitting still, right? Sitting stagnant, using it to make other investments, whether that's real estate, whether that's a business, whatever it is. Lots of people are doing that. Lots of people are winning. What other people are doing is pulling out home equity, doing it irresponsibly, being talked into terms that aren't very favorable. This is being done, like, I know it because I know the stats, and I talk to folks who literally have the payoff numbers. They have it grouped by credit score. They have it grouped by lender. And I can tell you with absolute certainty, like sub 680 credit score, cash out refinance numbers are through the roof. There's one company in particular, Rocket, that has to be targeting these clients. There's no other explanation to why they do so much more business than anybody else, especially for this sub 680 credit score. If you're going from a 2.875 to a 4.5 on a cash out refinance, and you're paying $12,000 in fee and mortgage insurance on an FHA cash out, you are doing it wrong. Okay. So in this video, what I want to talk about are three options for accessing equity: cash out refinance, home equity line of credit, and an equity share agreement. Now, I know most people have heard about a cash out refinance. A lot of people know what a home equity line of credit is. What I think is going to be new to a lot of folks is this equity share agreement. More and more companies are doing it, unlocking your equity, right? So maybe we'll start there. What these home equity share companies are doing, they're allowing you to do it upon purchase, or once you own, letting you access your equity by partnering with them. Different companies, different terms. From what I've seen, it's not something anybody should be using, to be quite frank. There's products I don't believe in, where I say, hey, listen, there's a segment of the population that might need that or might need that. I don't write a ton of ARMs. I don't do a lot of reverse mortgage, but there's certain people where an ARM works for them. Adjustable rate mortgage, by the way. There's a certain number of people where a reverse mortgage works for them. I don't know if there's anybody who I see where these equity share agreements work for you. This latest one I saw, I don't know if I mind calling the company out, but they're unlocking your equity. And I got a client who sent me the form. It looks like a closing disclosure on a mortgage. They've got the home value. They've got the, investment payment, which I guess is the payment they're paying to the client. The percentage, right? That's 34% of this home's value. And then they've got some exchange rate to where, like, they're going to own, in exchange for an upfront cash payment of 35% of your home's value, Unlock will receive 62.74 of your home's value when the unlock agreement ends. So they're going to own 62% of this house. So you've got a house that's worth $575,000, and for $200,000, they're buying 62% of your home's value. I mean, that's crazy, right? Nobody in the right mind would do that, right? People are doing this. People are signing up. They've got stuff here where they're like, max 18% per year is what you're going to charge. Like, who in their right mind would do something like this? I really want to know. Leave it in the comments. Tell me that you can see a scenario where this makes any sense at all. In this specific example, which I may or may not put up on the screen, I've whited out all the personal information. They're paying off some other debt of $123,000, and then the client's getting 68. How bad can the terms be on that other debt? Is it higher than 18%? Is it worth giving up 2/3 of the equity in your home to these folks? It blows my mind. And this isn't the only company. There's a lot of companies. There's companies that own 10 billion in real estate shares, portions of people's equity, right? In California, companies that I've seen endless. And I don't want to point these companies out, but an example, different company, somebody was buying, they put 128,000 down, the company put 128,000 down. And here's the problem with these things is people don't really understand what they're getting into. But this client of ours who came to us for a refinance to try to get out of this agreement bought for 1.5. They put down half, the equity share company put down the other half. They're buying a portion of this person's equity. And I can't remember what the percentage was, but it was in the 40s. And this company is saying we don't own 40% of all the equity. We just own 40% of the upside. So what happened was the person bought for 1.5. Now the property is worth 2.2. And to get out of that initial agreement, they've got to pay him back the 128 plus 40% of that $700,000 upside. Maybe it was 60% of the upside, come to think of it. Because I think to get out of it, they owed like $500,000. Really, gnarly stuff where folks, please do your due diligence. Look at the agreements. Make sure you don't get yourself into something like that. I've got clients running this stuff by me. I'd be happy to look at it. And I'd be happy for you guys to send me this stuff because then I get to see what's going on, what's out there in the market. Okay, so now we've got that out of the way. The predatory stuff, the stuff that I think you should avoid at all costs. Now let's get to the things that you can use that are legitimate ways to unlock your equity, take cash out of your home, do good things like home improvement, paying off bad debt, investments that yield you more than the interest you're paying on your home loan. Home equity lines of credit are coming back in force, as you would imagine. People have more equity than ever. As a mortgage broker, we do not dabble in home equity lines of credit. I refer those to a great small bank I know in town. They do a great job. The only con to the home equity line of credit is a lot of times it's an adjustable rate product. So be careful for that. They also do offer fixed rate products, but just know what you're getting into, know what the payments are, know the terms of it, whether it's fixed or whether it's an adjustable rate. And I think, home equity lines are a very good options for people who you don't need a lot. You need 20,000, you need 30,000. You've got a great plan for paying it off. No matter if the rate's 5% or 6%, truth be told, even if it's adjustable, be careful with that because the Fed is increasing the Fed funds rate. Those rates will go up. But if you have a great plan to pay it off in 2 or 3 years, do that. Don't do a cash out refinance where you're going to have more fees baked in than a home equity line of credit. Okay, so that's home equity line of credit. Works best for people that have a game plan for paying that stuff off, are going to only borrow a small amount, 10, 20, 30,000, and they have a great rate on their first mortgage, 2.625. They don't want to touch it, right? Those are the candidates for home equity line of credit. Now, if you've got a home with a lot of equity in it, and let's say you've got a 4% interest rate and you've got $80,000 in credit card debt, you want to do a cash out refinance, maybe the rate goes up slightly to 4.25, but you pay off a ton of bad debt. That probably makes sense. Or same scenario where you've got a 4%, you want to do a cash out refinance, access 150 of the 400,000 equity you have, use that 150 to put down to go buy a duplex. That's going to kick off $1,000 a month in positive cash flow. All right. I like that strategy, right? You're paying back that money at 4.25. Duplex investment might yield 10, 12, 14%. That makes sense, right? So in those scenarios, cash out refinance makes sense. Don't do a cash out refinance if you're trying to pay off $8,000 in credit card debt and your rate's going up 1%. Don't be lured in by some of these big call center companies that are going to tell you, well, you have a 2.875 or 2.75, but since you've got this credit card debt, your blended rate is 5.75. So us putting you in a 4.5, no big deal. The fact that we're charging you all these fees, no big deal. It is a big deal, and you shouldn't be doing it. So any advice at all on any of this stuff, please reach out to me and my team. We are going to give you honest answers. We're going to give you straightforward advice, whether it's to proceed or whether it's not to, whether it's a referral for a home equity line of credit, whether it's, hey, don't do this home equity share agreement. I wouldn't do a cash out refinance, or I would. Whatever the case, we're going to give you good, honest advice. Go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill out the form, let us know how we can help. One last thing, in the description, I'm going to have the link to that little credit help for $2 a month if you're establishing your credit or you're trying to rebuild credit. I think it's a cool little tool, so check it out. Thanks for watching, and until next time, we gonna see.